Ciel Phantomhive's butler, Sebastian Michaelis, informs him that Damien, the head of Funtum, Ciel's confectionery toy company, is coming. Sebastian orders the household staff, Baldroy, Finian, and Mayrin, the cook, the gardener, and the maid, respectively, to prepare for his arrival. Damien plays a board game with Ciel, in which his character loses a leg and is incinerated. Damien is actually attempting to fraudulently acquire more money from Ciel. Similar to the scenario in the board game, Damien ends up breaking his leg, and Sebastian locks him in the oven to be cooked. Damien later limps away from the mansion as Ciel chuckles. After a visit from Ciel's aunt Madame Red and Lau, Ciel is kidnapped for ransom by Azzurro Vanel, a drug dealer of an Italian mafia. Sebastian easily defeats his mob of underlings. He is shot several times but does not die, being a demon. Ciel takes off his eye patch, revealing the pentagram in his eye, symbolizing the pact he made with Sebastian, and calls for his help, which enables Sebastian to save him. Grell Sutcliffe is requested by Madame Red to train under Sebastian. It is revealed by Tanaka that the real Phantomhive estate burned down 3 years ago and was rebuilt. Ciel's parents died in the fire. Elizabeth Midford, Ciel's fiancée, visits. Elizabeth unhappily shatters Ciel's family ring when she sees that he isn't wearing the one she got him. Enraged but stopped by Sebastian, Ciel calms down and throws out the ring, declaring that he is head of the family with or without it. That night, to Ciel's surprise, Sebastian returns the ring to him, restored. He tells Sebastian to stay until he falls asleep, amusing the butler, who comments on the boy showing his weakness to him. Jack the Ripper terrorizes the city of London. After receiving information from the Undertaker, they suspect the Viscount of Druitt. Sebastian, Ciel, and Lau attend the Viscount's ball to catch him, with Ciel disguised as a girl. At the ball, Ciel passes out, awaking to find himself being sold in an underground auction. When the Viscount removes Ciel's blindfold, Ciel calls for Sebastian. Sebastian saves Ciel, revealing that the pentagram in Ciel's eye is actually a mark that allows the demon to trace wherever his prey is. Jack the Ripper commits another murder, revealing that it was not the Viscount. At the house of the latest victim, Mary Jane Kelly, Ciel and Sebastian discover that the murderer is Madame Red and Grell, the latter a Grim Reaper. Madame Red attempts to kill Ciel, but is unable to hurt her own nephew. Disappointed by her hesitation, Grell kills Madame Red, and her life is played back, as Grim Reapers can see how one spent their life at the time of death. Madame Red had lost everyone she loved in life, her husband and unborn child, then her older sister and brother-in-law in the Phantomhive mansion fire. She decided to kill women who threw away the things she couldn't have, such as children. She met Grell, and they murdered prostitutes that had abortions. Ciel orders Sebastian to kill Grell. Before Sebastian can kill Grell, they are interrupted by William T. Spears, the administrator of the Grim Reapers. Spears takes a defeated Grell back to headquarters, ending Jack the Ripper's reign of terror. The following day, Ciel and Sebastian attend Madame Red's funeral, where Ciel recalls his childhood memories of her. Afterward, they tend to Mary Jane Kelly's tombstone, which Ciel had the Undertaker make to honor her. Sebastian remarks that Ciel's kindness is weakness, as he was afraid of killing his own aunt. Ciel responds that he knew Sebastian would protect him, and he will not hesitate going forward. He asks Sebastian to promise never to betray him like Madame Red did. Sebastian agrees. By the command of Queen Victoria, Ciel is to secure Houndsworth, a village controlled by a nobleman, Henry Barrymore. The village is a dark and dreary place inhabited by a demon hound that kills bad dogs and people. Angela Blanc, Henry's servant, warns Ciel and Sebastian to leave, only for them to witness a boy's death caused by the demon hound. Finian intervenes when a wrongly accused dog is sentenced to punishment, forcing him along with Bardroy, Mayrin, Tanaka, and Ciel to be captured. Sebastian reveals that Henry used a projection of a dog to make the villagers believe a demon hound existed so he could control the village. Henry is jailed but found dead with an arm torn off. revealing that there really is a demon hound. Finian and Mayrin discover Angela's dominatrix personality, much to Finian's dismay. When Angela goes missing, Ciel's servants venture out to search for her and encounter the real demon hound. Sebastian saves them. The demon hound is named Pluto and can take human form. Angela had taken him in and hidden him from her master. Angela asks Ciel to keep Pluto at the Phantomhive estate so Sebastian can train him, much to his chagrin, as Sebastian dislikes dogs. Before leaving, Sebastian suspiciously comments on Angela's ability to have lesser beings submit to her. Ciel assigns his servants to take a photo of Sebastian with a camera that reveals what is most precious to the picture's subject, that is deceased or not of this world. The camera requires one to stay still for 10 seconds. Sebastian never does, evading their efforts effortlessly as he goes about the day's tasks. Exasperated, Ciel risks his own life to capture his photograph, and Sebastian quips that Ciel could have just asked him for a photo. In the end, when Sebastian finds Ciel asleep, he takes a photo of Ciel, himself, and Pluto behind them, leading to a photo that confuses the servants. Sebastian remarks that it was an honor to learn that what Ciel most treasures is Sebastian himself. Ciel and Sebastian visit a festival held on the frozen River Thames. They enter an ice sculpting contest for the prize, a ring with a slice of blue diamond called the Hope Piece, which is important evidence in an investigation by Scotland Yard into the kidnappings of young girls. Sebastian creates an ice model of Noah's Ark, but the Hope Piece is lost in the river following a bombing incident. Meanwhile, Elizabeth discovers the Hope Piece in a toy ship she buys for Ciel's birthday. It's Ciel's birthday, though he is unhappy, as his parents' death happened on his 10th birthday. Elizabeth becomes distraught when she can't find a good birthday gift for Ciel and encounters a strange doll maker. It is reported that a series of kidnappings of girls are occurring in London. On his way to find Elizabeth, Ciel encounters Grell, learning that a puppeteer named Drosel Kynes is behind the kidnappings. Clues lead the two to a tower, where Grell is attacked by an army of dolls. Ciel finds Sebastian at the top of the tower. Ciel finds Elizabeth in the tower. Drosel is controlling her like a marionette and forces her to attack Ciel. Sebastian and Grell free Elizabeth and defeat Drosel, discovering he too is a doll being manipulated. The master of the tower states that someone unclean like Ciel must die. The trio discover the master is speaking through a doll. The actual master is hiding elsewhere, not present in the tower. Elizabeth and the rest of the Phantomhive estate celebrate Ciel's 13th birthday with a party, wishing to see him happy. The master of the tower is revealed to be Angela. In London, Ciel and Sebastian meet Prince Soma and his servant Agni. After Prince Soma saves Ciel from thugs, he begrudgingly lets the two stay at the Phantomhive estate for their visit. Sebastian and Agni duel in a fencing match. When it ends in a draw, Ciel is shocked that Agni, a human, was able to equally match a demon and wonders who he is. Sebastian is stunned when Agni convinces the normally wayward servants to help prepare supper. Prince Soma reveals that he is searching for his nursemaid, Meena, who was kidnapped from India by a wealthy Englishman. After Prince Soma goes to sleep, Sebastian witnesses Agni sneaking out and remarks that he knew that Agni would make a move. Harold West, a wealthy businessman, is responsible for Agni's betrayal and Meena's wedlock, forcing Agni to commit crimes. Sebastian tells Prince Soma to face the truth that Agni would abandon him someday. Ciel preaches to never give up, using his parents' death as an example. West's goal is to gain a royal warrant for his curry restaurant by using Agni's talent to win the curry festival competition. Ciel decides to compete with his company Funtom as well. At the exhibition, Prince Soma finds Meena, who confesses that she purposefully escaped India and married West to free herself from the India's caste system. Queen Victoria, escorted by her butler Ash Landers, makes a grand entrance. Sebastian creates his curry with chocolate, Agni uses blue lobster, and a French chef uses a mysterious spice that was given to him by Angela. Sebastian wins with his curry buns and Funtom gains the royal warrant. However, the people who ate the curry with the mysterious spice become possessed and start attacking others. Sebastian and Agni fight them off, and they are cured after a taste of Sebastian's curry buns because he put kindness into them. With the competition over, Prince Soma and Agni bid farewell to Ciel and Sebastian and return to India. Ciel is informed that the abandoned Ludlow castle his estate owns is haunted by ghosts, and the workers are too spooked to continue remodeling it into a hotel. At the castle, they encounter the ghosts of two princes who were assassinated 4 centuries ago, Edward V and his younger brother Richard, Duke of York. Ciel plays chess against Edward in order to win the castle, but Edward wins and claims Sebastian as his prize. Edward has the skulls of his family on a chessboard, believing that the brothers can move on if the chessboard is complete. Ciel and Sebastian help him realize that he was simply holding a grudge against the man who killed them, preventing them from moving on. The princes are then able to depart for the afterlife. Ash informs Ciel that an abandoned monastery in Preston, Lancashire, has been taken over by a cult planning to overthrow the government. Ciel and Sebastian find out from Grell that the cinematic records were stolen too. At the monastery, Sebastian seduces a nun named Matilda Simmons in order to learn that the cult uses a strange doomsday book to recruit new members and expose and cleanse them of their pasts. The trio witnesses a cleansing ceremony, and Ciel recognizes the cult symbol as the one branded on his body, remembering that he was also called unclean by the doll master that kidnapped Lizzie. He is kidnapped by Angela, who reveals herself to be an angel, and Sebastian and Grell give pursuit. Angela uses the cinematic record to force Ciel recall his parents' murder. Sebastian and Grell go the Grim Reaper library to see Spears, who tells them that an angel cannot change the past, only provide a changed impression of it. Angela attempts to purify Ciel of his dark past, but his overwhelming hatred of his tormentors enables him to overcome her mirage. The Undertaker transports Sebastian, Grell, and Spears to Angela to incapacitate her. Angela destroys the monastery and vanishes as most of the cult members escape or die in the destruction. Believing the cult that killed his family is destroyed, Ciel tells Sebastian to take his soul. When Sebastian doesn't, Ciel realizes there are still others who are responsible for his family's demise. The body of John Stanley, a man who worked under Queen Victoria, is found murdered in the River Thames. Ash wants Ciel to retrieve a secret item from Stanley's body. Ciel goes to Lau for information. Lau mentions a new drug, Lady Blank, circulating around. A large amount of the illicit drug is found in one of Ciel's warehouses, and Lau and Ciel are both charged with drug trafficking. Lau knows what the secret item is and flees after framing Ciel for it. Ciel and Sebastian are arrested and separated. It is revealed that due to Lau's framing, orders for the arrest were given by Ash, with the drugs planted as a pretext. Sebastian is tortured in the Tower of London by Angela. She proposes that if he abandons Ciel, she will give him abundant souls to eat. Sebastian turns down the deal, stating that he only desires Ciel's soul. Scotland Yard Inspector Fred Aberline helps Ciel with Stanley's case. Ciel frees Sebastian by summoning him, and they confront Lau for his betrayal on his junk. Lau reveals that the secret item was a letter exposing that Queen Victoria is trying to start a world war and mocks Ciel for still supporting her. As Lau goes to kill him, Aberline intercepts and takes a fatal blow for Ciel, dying in his arms. Sebastian kills Lau, but Ciel, upset, slaps him for not saving him and letting Aberline sacrifice himself. Ciel remains upset from Aberline's death and the revelation about Queen Victoria. His servants decide to try and cheer him up. The Phantomhive estate is attacked by enemies, but Sebastian hides this from Ciel, who is teaching Elizabeth to play chess, and asks the servants to take care of it. The backgrounds of Mayrin, Bardroy, and Finian are revealed. They are more than they appear on the surface. Mayrin was a sniper assassinating politicians. Bardroy was a skilled military soldier. Finian was an imprisoned human test subject, experimented on and given superhuman strength. Sebastian recruited them for these strengths so they could protect Ciel under the guise of being servants. The servants drive the criminals away, and Ciel, unaware of what just transpired, finally smiles in amusement when he sees them all looking rather disheveled. Ciel and Sebastian travel to the Exposition Universelle in Paris to meet Queen Victoria. At the top of the Eiffel Tower, Ciel is confronted by Queen Victoria, who reveals that Ash, an angel, granted her youth. She wishes to kill Ciel and end his family to cleanse London. Ciel orders Sebastian to kill them, but their duel causes debris to fall onto people below. Ciel calls off the duel to prevent people from getting hurt, angering Sebastian, who believes Ciel is retreating on his vow of revenge. The next morning, Ciel realizes that Sebastian has abandoned him. He attempts to make it back to London on his own, but as a child finds himself powerless, as others get the best of him. Penniless, he spends the night cold and hungry on the docks. Ash takes control of Pluto and sets the Phantomhive estate on fire. Ciel stows away in a London-bound steamship, where he meets the Undertaker, who informs Ciel that he will die. The fire spreads in London and takes many lives. Ciel finds his servants in the burning streets trying to tranquilize Pluto, who continues breathing fire onto the city. Ciel orders them to kill Pluto, surprising both them and Sebastian, who is watching. Ciel states that Pluto is no longer Pluto but a beast, and Sebastian realizes that Ciel is still focused on revenge. Ash is revealed to be the male version of Angela. They are the same angel. They try to convince Sebastian to join them, but he goes after Ciel. Ciel heads to Windsor Castle, where he discovers Queen Victoria dead. The palace guards believe that he murdered her and shoot him. Sebastian appears and saves Ciel, stating that due to him, Sebastian will enjoy a delicious soul. On the Tower Bridge, Ciel and Sebastian face the merged Angela Ash, who Ciel now knows was responsible for his family's brutal end. With Pluto dead and Grell, the Undertaker, and spears cutting off the supply of souls that fuel Ash's strength, Ash is weakened. Sebastian reverts to his true demonic form to destroy Ash. Satisfied, an injured Ciel, hanging off the edge, lets himself fall into the river. In the aftermath, a false Queen Victoria emerges to lead London. Ciel wakes up being ferried by Sebastian on a river, where he sees the cinematic record of his life and learns that his father knew of his impending death. They land at a ruined mansion, where Sebastian will take Ciel's soul. When he states that it may hurt and promises to be gentle, Ciel's final order is to make the process painful as proof that he lived. Sebastian agrees.